I just missed my grades for medicine. Do I take a gap year? Oh my god, I have to resit all the admissions test. Screw it. I'll just do graduate entry. If this is you, you need to watch this video. What is going on? My name is Harsh, and this is going to be an extremely informative video where I break down every possible situation you could be in if you didn't secure a medical school place in 2022, and explaining the best possible option for your specific situation based on my experiences and what I've seen work well for other people. The first situation to be in, and this is probably the best situation out of the bunch, and that is if you didn't get an offer but you got the grades on results day. This is a no-brainer. You are taking a gap year and you are going to get into medical school the following year. There is no question of a doubt. You've got the grades, now you have the whole year just to bang out the medical school application process. So if it was the UCAT, you do more practice, interviews, more mocks. Basically, you home down on what you didn't do well in the medical school application process and you fix it. You're taking a gap year. There is no other possible explanation. This is the best possible situation to be in if you didn't get a place. The second situation you could be in is if you've got an offer but you didn't get the results on results day. Now this is where things get a bit more interesting because now we've got options. This is really heartbreaking because you've reached literally the end of the medical school application process. You've got an offer and then you just miss out on the grades. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna have to break it down now. The option you take really depends on how much you missed the grades by. If you got AAB and the minimum entry requirements was 3 A's, which it is for medicine, then my advice would just be to reset because it's just one subject. You've got 2 out of the way. You've got the confidence too that I can get a medical school offer in the UK. So you have that backing. So all you have to do is just smash out that last subject and reapply. But the one issue you could run into is that when you're resitting, medical schools don't prefer seeing this on applications. You will have a resit flag on your application, and this could work against you because if you reapply to certain universities, they expect higher grades and it could go from 3 A's to an A star AA easily. I remember back in my day it was East Anglia that did this. You've got to research, you've got to see it. Another thing I would say in this situation is, say you got an offer from a medical school that if you reapply to, they expect higher grades, and your UCAT scores weren't that amazing, but you still managed to get an offer, then you really have to think about, are you able to get offers at places where they don't make the grade requirements higher? So these are things that you really need to be thinking about and research into before you make your decisions. But overall, I would say in this situation, just have the motivation just to reapply, but really be strategic. I cannot stress that enough because it really does matter. Situation number 3 is when you've got offers but you missed the grades by quite a bit now, and this is where you've got to really start thinking because even more options come. Say if you've got ABB or less. So now what you need to think about now is that you're going to have to resit 2 subjects. That is a lot of pressure to resit because I've done so many exams now and I can tell you, you can revise a lot, but essentially it comes down to one day. And I'm not trying to scare you, but that is the truth. And then you have to also reapply and do the medicine application process again. So these are all the things you need to be thinking about. In this situation, it really comes down to a lot of factors. One option that you could consider in this situation is graduate entry, and there's a lot of controversy around this topic. So say if you are considering graduate entry medicine, there are things that you need to consider, which I will tell you now. If you are going for the 4-year accelerated program and you think that you're going to apply to that, I can tell you now the UCAT scores are ridiculous. You need literally like top 1, 2, 3%. Like, otherwise you're not going to get in. You need just to smash out the UCAT. If you think that you can do that, then by all means go for it. But I don't think that is how you should be thinking at this moment. Another thing you could do as a graduate is apply to the undergraduate 5-year program. But again, this is not as straightforward as you think. If you're a graduate and you're applying to undergraduate medicine, then you have to pay the tuition fees out of your own pocket. If you're financially able to pay $9,500 a year, then by all means, go for it. If you are not, that doesn't mean that you can't get in. There's loads of people who've done it, but it just means that you're going to have a bit more hard work to do because you're going to have to pay for it. So whether that means you take a year out, get a job, you could also work during your degree and save up a lot of money if you know for a fact that you're going to be applying again. But it's not impossible. I'm just giving you things that you need to be thinking about because this is an important decision. And with graduate entry, you do have to do a 3-year degree at least. So you really have to take the decision carefully. Another factor to consider in this situation is how much do you really want medicine? Because the thing is, if you don't really want to do medicine and you're just doing it because other people are, and you don't really have an intrinsic passion for it, do you really want to be resitting the entire year for something that you don't even want to do that much? That's a really important question. So if you do decide to go to university, you're going to be exploring so many options. Medicine isn't the best thing out there. From what I experienced doing graduate entry is that when I hit university, I explored so many other options and I circled back to realize that medicine is for me. And that also happens to a lot of people, to take some time off and mature a bit, because making these decisions at 17, 18 is so huge. So if you do go to university, you get to explore all these other careers and you start opening up your mind to other things. And you'll truly realize if you want medicine or not. And that's what happened to me. So don't limit yourself to medicine. Trust me, there's a lot of other things out there. If you're not 100% all the way, there's no reason to take that gap year, because you can easily just do graduate entry and explore other careers and circle back into medicine. But if you really want to do medicine and you know for a fact that this is all you want to do and you love it so much and you're 100% motivated for it, then please reapply and you will get in, I'm sure. If you know this is the thing for you, then by all means, just go for it. Whether you have to resit 2, 3, 4 subjects, you're going to get in because you have the drive and you have the passion. It will be difficult, but as long as you stick at it, you will do it. The final option to consider, if you get ABB or less and you miss out on the grades, you miss out on the offer, is going to Europe to study medicine. This is an option which I never wanted to do because I just had personal reasons for this. But I know a lot of people just go to Bulgaria, Prague, Italy, whatever, and they smash it. They become doctors and they come back to England and they work. For me, this just wasn't it. I wanted to stay in the UK. I wanted to get in. I wanted to have that validation personally. And personally, I also didn't think that I'd be able to handle medicine if I didn't get in. So these are still things that you need to be thinking. But if you really know that you want to do medicine and you don't want to waste time, then by all means, go to Europe, get the degree, come back and work and live the dream. The third situation is the situation I was in, and that is you didn't get any offers and you also didn't get the grades. This is the worst situation to be in, but don't worry, this was me and here I am studying medicine, so it's going to be okay. In this situation, you can reapply, you can resit and take a gap year, but the thing with this is you have no confidence of even getting an offer. You have no confidence of even securing a medical school offer, and that's something I was struggling to deal with. The fact that I had no confidence going into the medical school application process and resitting 2 subjects. So it was like doing the whole thing again, and that is something that just didn't sit with me, and I wanted to leave the house and clear my mind and go to university and just explore a bit more. So in this situation, I would advise do graduate entry, because I think you're gonna just become more mature and you're going to become more open-minded and a bit more relaxed about things. Going to build up that motivation again, and hopefully you will get in. Again, this brings me back to the topic of graduate entry and whether it's feasible to do it. You really do have to think about the money, and with the 4-year course, think about if you're able to get extremely amazing UCAT scores like 99th percentile and stuff, because that's all it takes essentially. But with the undergraduate course, you can fund it. There's loads of videos out there. It just requires you to save up the money, or maybe take a year or two out to get a job, and you can do it. It's not the end of the road. And at 18, this is quite hard to think about, and I know because I've been there. The best thing I can advise is ask yourself, how much do you really want medicine in this moment of time? If you just want to do it because all your friends are doing it and you're getting parental pressure and teachers' pressure, then it's probably not the best idea. Medicine isn't the best thing out there. If you truly want to do it, then please go and reapply, because there's nothing wrong with that. Just some additional things to think about with everything is, if you are reapplying, then you've got to sit the UCAT in the summer, and you've got to go at it again from now. So if you are going to take this decision to resit, you've got to go hard at it right now. You've got to have full motivation, because it's going to be a long ride taking that gap year. Final thoughts that I just want to give and share with you is, no matter what decision you make, just make sure you're happy with it. And you know, and only you will know if you are making the right decision and what you want your future to be, because it all comes down to you and how comfortable you are. It's going to be a tough road if you are in this position, but I promise you it will get better and you will make the right decision. Just keep asking yourself, please, I cannot stress this enough, how much do you really want medicine? Because if you answer that question sincerely, then the answer is in front of you. But all I've done is given you all the options to consider and all the factors and all the different factors to consider, because there is no correct answer to this. It really depends from person to person. So good luck to everyone reapplying for medicine. You're gonna smash it.